Okay, this is something that you'd want your electrician to do. You do not want to do this yourself. We have a quick disconnect here that goes to the vat. And the way that's wired, you got two hot wires. This is a 220 single phase. Your ground and your neutral. You always have to have a neutral, so. And that's how we have ours wired up right now. We also have a plug on ours that we can use. We can probably put a plug on one if somebody needs to have one. I don't know if it's legal or not in a clean room. So what you want to do to turn on your unit, you want to make sure that you put water in the jacket, which will be on this side. Right now I have a chiller hooked up to this one, but you'd have a garden hose hooked up to here, and then you'd fill it up until the water comes out the overflow tube on the opposite side. So when you see water coming out here, then you know that the jacket is filled up. And then you want to make sure that you have your lid, your probes in the proper place. You always want to put the longest probe on the left hand side, which is the product side, and then the airspace on the right hand side. Once you got everything all put together, your agitator fan just plugs into a regular 110 socket. You want to keep this at about 1.5 or 2. Make sure you got water in the jacket, and then it's okay to turn this on. So what you want to do is turn your quick connect on. This will flash. All you want to do is push reset till it turns green, and then flip up the switch, and now the unit is on. It's not going to call for heat until, give it a second here. Okay, I already had this one up to 145.5 degrees. It's been running like that for, well, you can see, pretty long time. To turn the unit on, you just push the scroll button until you see control. You push the down arrow. That turns the unit on. These lights up here indicate that the heat is on. So this is the airspace heat. On this side here, it would be the main, and it would be on if it was calling for heat. But like I said, I'm already at my temperature. And it will just flash off and on every now and then to maintain that temperature. Okay, and this is your leak detect valve. Now, let's say that you're going to empty this, which you can buy an optional 90-degree elbow that comes out and goes straight down. You don't have to do it like I'm fixing to do it. But just to show you, when you open this up, you're going to have product leaking out from the leak detect valve. It's supposed to do that. It's releasing all the trapped product that's in the valve until it's dry, because that part will not get pasteurized. All right, so let's say that for some reason your temperature isn't rising, but this light is turned on. More than likely you have burnt out the thermal fuse. Either there's not enough water in the tank, or you may have turned it on accidentally while there wasn't any water at all in the tank. So what you want to do to fix that is to push the scroll button until you see the word off. Push the down arrow. The heat lights go out, and it will blink off in temperature. So there is no heat going to be going to the unit. And then flip off the toggle switch on the right hand side. Push test on the GFCI. And turn off your main breaker. So if you burn out the thermal fuse, the way to fix that is you take off the back cover here, and you'll find these two orange wire caps, and you'll just disconnect them, and there's a wire that goes right in the middle of the vat, and what you do is you slide it out, and this is your thermal fuse, and all you do is disconnect it, hook the new one back up, and you just shove this right back into the thermal well in the middle of the heater. Just take it all the way until it stops you'll feel it stop dead in there. It won't go no further. Put the wires back in, put your cover back on, and you should be ready to set and go again. Okay, this is one of the valves that the leak detect valve that is mounted on the front of that. So what you want to do after every use, what you want to do is remove the nut on the bottom and the washer. Pull this out. You want to clean it really good on the inside and everything when you clean your tank. And you want to re-lube. You always want to keep this thing lubed up. You don't want to put it on real thick. You just want to put a good coating on it. All the way around. If you don't, it will metal on metal. It will start to groove it, put grooves in it, and then it'll start leaking, and then at that point it's no good. So you want to make sure you keep this thing well lubricated. And then you just put it back in. Work it back and forth a little bit. And then just put your washer and then your nut on. Now this nut, you just want to kind of snug it up. If you tighten it up, you will not be able to move the handle. So you want to keep it kind of snug it up, and that's it. Okay? That's it.